I'm Chris from MyMMANews.com, being joined by Khama Worthy, the Deathstar himself, after a very, very victorious and very, I can't say it enough, it was just an amazing night for my man, Mr. Worthy. Congratulations on your performance, and thank you for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, man. So you get into a fight on short notice. Can you describe the feelings when you get that offer? Was there any, now that everything's said and done, you fighting Luis Pena, big name, everything behind him, you take the fight on short notice. Was there any apprehension in taking that fight now that everything's said and done?
Yeah, definitely, because he's 6'4" and he's a southpaw, and like you just can't find. Like I said, my main training partner is a southpaw, but he's not 6'4", and that length was a problem. But luckily I was able to get two guys that are about actually one guy that's actually 6'4". My man Ethan, he's actually 6'4". He's not a southpaw, but he did go southpaw for me. Let me kick his leg a couple of times and shit. So I was able to get the feeling of the range and stuff. So in the fight, the range was actually no problem for me at all. So
now that you had a few days to let this all digest, I see you're back in the gym, you're on the grind like you said you were. How does it feel, man, being in front of your students that you said they're looking up to you and the big win in your pocket, 2-0 in the UFC? How does everything feel, man, now that you've had a few days to let it digest?
I mean, it feels good. Still, I haven't really sat down with my coaches yet and watched the fight, but I've been able to watch it myself and dissect as much as I can myself. So I sit down my head coach, Dan, aka Master White Fan. He actually couldn't make it because I took the fight on such short notice. He actually had his vacation already planned. So I think I'll be teaching class tonight. And I think he'll be coming in, bringing his son in tonight. So I'll sit down with him and we'll watch it and stuff. And then I'll sit down with my other coaches and we'll all sit down and dissect and stuff. But like I said, I like it. I gave myself a rating this morning. I gave myself a rating of a C plus, simply because like the way he was cutting through my guard. The reason why I was worried about his darts and I was overthinking his offense and not thinking about what I can do, and it allowed him to get to positions a lot faster. And I was a little comfortable with him being on my back because I'm okay with people being on my back, and like just a little. I made a little bit of hiccups that I can't make in the UFC. You can't make fucking hiccups like that in the UFC. So it was a C plus performance. The striking, I think I made maybe one or two mess ups in the striking. I got a little bit too creative. That's how he was able to get the takedown. I should have kind of stuck with the basics a little bit more just because of his length and range and stuff. But I think I did pretty good in striking. But the grappling, even though I got the submission win, the grappling department still, I was worried too much about what he was capable of. If you're like, winners think about themselves and losers think about what the winners are doing. I mean, I can't sit there and over. I mean, not saying I don't respect the skill set, but I can't sit there and over anticipate what he's going to do. And I think I did that a little bit too much. My coach was screaming shit, and instead of doing it, I was like, oh, well, what about that fucking wicked Darcy he got? I literally made a conscious effort. I'm like, instead of going underneath him, I'll let him take my back and roll him over and get into. Then once he was on my back, he was a lot harder to get off my back than I fucking thought. And then he's on my back, I'm like, shit. So I gotta trust my skill set and trust what I'm capable of a little bit more.
So every fighter, and this is well known, every fight, win or lose, it's going to be an experience, right? So now that this fight is said and done, Luis Pena, as we've already said, he's as hard as they come. What experience do you take away from such a fight like that? I mean, and the short notice, if you want to throw that in there.
Right. The biggest thing I take is my thought process approaching fights. What's his name? Fuck, I'm having Dominic Cruz. He gave me a big compliment in the pre-interview, and he was like, I was telling him about how I was thinking about approaching the fight, and he was like, I like how your brain works. I mean, it's anyone's physical. I tell my students all the time, any fucking body can knock someone out. But can you make your intellect connect with that? Can you really understand what fighting is? And me, I'm a student of fighting. I'm a philosopher. I understand what fighting is. And I understand what I have to bring. And I think that comes with experience. Because he's 26. I'm 33. He's much physically stronger and all that. But my understanding of warfare, understanding of the battle, understanding of what your brain's gonna do, how your brain's gonna start to trick you. Like I said again, I've been knocked out or TKO'd 5 times. And I've been subbed. I've been finished 6 times. All of my losses have all been by finishes. I've never gone to decision because I've been down 2 rounds probably 3 times in my life, and I've gotten 3 round, third round knockouts. Because it's like, if I understand that thought process, and I know not to panic, and I know how to deal with that pressure, and I know like that's the biggest thing I took from this fight is I can take these young guys into a place that they've never been before. Like just take them to like the darkest, gloomiest, like most mud, blood infested places, and they're just like, fuck, I don't want to be here. And I'm just laughing like, this is my fucking home. Like, and I need to understand like how I have to fight in order to make it with these younger guys.
Now, going off of that, with the experience and everything you've learned from that, I'm wondering now, because you, as you've said, you've had your losses, you've had your ups and downs and everything, but again, you're on a 7-fight win streak right now, and you're 2-0 in the biggest organization in the world. Do you think maybe taking all of that earlier in your career might have set you up, that this is the perfect time that you found your stride and that you found your time potentially?
Yes and no. I don't suggest that to other fighters. You don't want to, like, I got in by the hair off my chinny chin. Like, I just got in. I don't suggest taking that road. But as you saw with that other lightweight who just fought the other day, who was like, oh my God, take me the fuck out. I want to be here. You also don't want to be that guy. You get to the front and be like, Jesus, you motherfuckers are crazy. Like, you guys are like, we're in the, like, I tell my students all the time, we're in the pain business. We're in the business of inflicting pain on other human beings in front of people, human fucking cockfighting. And people don't like saying that, but that's what the fuck it is. Like, we're in the business of hurting other people physically with our knuckles, elbows, knees, kicks. Like me personally, I want to soccer kick people. I think we should bring back soccer kicks. There's a lot of people were talking about Drysdale, like that guy's coaching staff for like pushing him. I'm like, y'all are trying to kill the sport. Like, y'all are doing that, and I'm trying to bring back soccer kicks and knees on the ground, because I think that's what makes it real. Like, this isn't a game. Like, this isn't popular. This isn't cool. It's not fucking pop music. You can get fucked up in there, and like that's my mentality that I bring. That's how I teach my fighters. So, like, I think that's just something that people have to like really kind of understand.
Yeah, I'm actually mixed with that because me as a fan, and from my perspective personally, I love the Pride rules. I love the Pride days. Everybody thinks like, oh, that's, too savage, too beast, who wants to, all that. And I get that, and I understand it from the general fan standpoint, right? But if you're an experienced martial artist and you've gone through all of that vigorous training and you're at the biggest show across the world, then why can't you, if you're put in that predicament and you're put in that situation to be soccer kicked or stomped or anything, or maybe somebody that's just wants to grapple heavy, and they put themselves, I want to put myself on the ground. Okay, well then I could
stop. It would stop lazy takedowns. Right. You ain't shooting the lazy takedown because in the back of your head, if I shoot this lazy fucking takedown, this guy can sprawl and soccer kick. I mean, it's just like a head kick. Head kicks make you stop being lazy with your hands, right? Or jumping knees, and you can't do lazy takedowns because you get knee in the face. You just won't feel comfortable stopping on the ground. I mean, like, and usually in Pride and stuff, like, motherfuckers get soccer kicked and shit. You're looking for your way out. I mean, One Fighting Championship has it now, and it's like, it's not like overly crazy. People aren't dying. I'm like, it just makes it a little bit more realistic. You're allowed to fucking heel hook me. You're allowed to grab my heel and isolate my heel with your bicep and twist it. Like that's the weakest part of my body, my fucking heel. Like, it's super easy and rollable. You're allowed to grab it, twist it, and break it.
And that can go all the way up to your knee, bro.
And I even if the person tap, it's too late. And you're allowed to do that or attack my knee, my ligaments in my knee, but I'm not allowed to soccer kick you. Get the fuck out of here. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. If you grab so you're allowed to grab my heel and I can't kick you in the face while you're grabbing my heel. I think the rules are really pushed towards grappling. That's fucking ridiculous. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. Like I said, I can see it from my perspective. I enjoy it, but I can also see from the general standpoint how it's maybe frowned upon because it looks a little savage. But it's fighting. It is what it is.
Have you ever seen someone get head kick knockout? Dude, have you ever and then you become a boxer. You're like, that's fucking savage. No shins to the head. There's all kind of shit. I'm not saying give us fucking brass knuckles or anything.
Right.
It's like the 12 to 9 elbow or 12 to 6 elbow. Let's motherfuckers get kicked in the fucking head. It's just a level of alertness and awareness. If you could suplex me on my fucking head violently, oh my god, it's part of the fucking game. I think it's becoming too not soft, but too watch out type thing. No, just let's let it happen and let it go.
Right.
I don't think they'll ever bring soccer kicks back. So maybe at the end of the UFC career, I'll go over to one fighting championship and I'll soccer kick some motherfucker.
Just to get that off your belt.
Fucking do it.
Off that bucket list. But
I just can't wait to train it with my training partners. Hey, we're working soccer kicks today, man.
Oh man, I'm feeling a little sick today. So moving on, man. So I know you've heard it all in all your post-fight interviews. You're the underdog in both your UFC fights. All that blah, blah. What is your message for, one, the matchmakers, and two, all the other lightweights? Because you came into this UFC promotion with a splash, my man. So the message for both parties, matchmakers, any other lightweights out there?
I suck. I'm horrible. I'm the worst. I'm fucking trash, dude. I am the worst. You can walk right through me if you're gonna fight me. Don't worry about training. I don't have cardio. I'm a a 2-hit wonder. I'm garbage. Matchmakers, come on. I train in Pittsburgh, small gym. Barely, this is my gym, small as hell. You can run across my gym and fight. I suck. So keep making me an underdog.
I like it. I like that, man.
Because people keep making money and they love it.
So going off of that and all the hype and the 2-0 and 7-fight win streak, what do you think the recipe is to keep this momentum moving forward?
Don't think about it.
Really?
Okay. No, you can't think about it. You can't. I was so happy to get past the Devonte fight because it's all fucking people talk about. I'm like, how often, like George St. I remember George St. Pierre, he said he lost and his coach made him carry a brick around for 3 weeks. And he was so inconvenient. He's in the shower with the brick and all kind of shit. And he goes, how stupid was it to carry that brick around, right? And worry about that brick. Deal with it, celebrate it, or fix the problems, and move the fuck on. I'll celebrate my win for a week, and then the next task is completely different. I can't start trying to plan stuff out. I'm just live in the moment. Let things happen how they're supposed to happen. So I don't like to overthink. Of course, you try to kind of lay things out, plan things out, but usually when you plan things, that's when your plans get fucked up. I'm like you said, I'm on this crazy run, and you couldn't have figured this shit out better.
This story is amazing.
This shit out. And there's no planning it. There's no script for it. It's 2 short notice fights, 2 phenomenal, 2 underdogs, 2 ways to show up, raw intensity, all that stuff, and it's real. And that's what people like, and that's what I like. I want to show myself that it's real, and that's what fighting is. It's cheesy. It's as real as it gets. And that's I want to continue that. I don't want to try to overdo it. Am I going to lose? Eventually, yes. It's common fucking sense. I told my girl I'm going to get my ass kicked one day. Everyone, I'm I set her down. Listen, one day I'm going to get my ass kicked really fucking bad. Someone's going to work me over really fucking bad. Just so you know, the balance is everything. Things have to balance out. That's just the way it is. So, but I'm I don't want to overthink things. I did that early on in my career, and it cost me. I want to make sure that I don't overthink things and I keep things properly and I deal with them accordingly and run with them. Enjoy the moment. If not, I don't like taking pictures. I don't like I'm actually going to be auctioning off my UFC, my official gloves from that fight, my hand wrapped for charity and stuff, because I don't like to collect things and keep things. Because I live the moment, I move on, I create a new moment, I move on, I continue. There's no need to hold on to that. Yes, it's in my head and I like it, but it's already happened. So deal with something else.
So you don't have any aspirations for down the road, like that man cave with your gloves and your trunks and everything all framed? Nope. And now
my girl, she keeps stuff. I don't keep anything. I'm a minimalist. I can literally live off of, as long as I have a TV and a car, I'm cool. I don't buy clothes. I wear my UFC shit every day. I don't buy expensive glasses. I don't buy expensive shoes. Like, the only thing I really like that's kind of like materialistic would be maybe a car. I'm a car guy. Like, I'm hoping to buy myself a new BMW real soon, and maybe get myself like a exotic car within the next 2 or 3 years, like maybe like a fucking Ferrari or some shit like that. But like then I don't need. I'm not a big materialistic person. I don't need things. Like people hate that about me. Like I don't take pictures. I don't want to store pictures and keep photo albums and shit. Like I live it. I move on. Let go.
Now, what kind of Beamer are you looking at for your?
I'm hoping to get a 6 Series. So I want to get a 6. I'm looking at an M6 or a 6. I think it was 850. I like the convertible 850. So I'll look and see. So I think I got to buy a house, get a new house first, because right now that house we're in, it's a beautiful house, but it doesn't have a garage. A lot of houses in Pittsburgh don't have garages. That's just a Pittsburgh thing, the street parking. So I'm not gonna get a fucking 6 Series BMW and have fucking street parking. That's ridiculous. So gotta get a house with a garage. So I'll get to that. It's coming.
Right. So now that you've had a chance to fight with the crowd, without the crowd, everybody's been talking about that, with the momentum swaying in your way with the crowd, no crowd. You can hear the analysts. So everybody has their gripes and their grievances, but some people like it. What's your perspective of it?
I think it was a little bit weird, just a little bit weird. I didn't like the walkout. The walkout I didn't like. The walkout was really weird and basic. And they were like, all right, we're walking. And it's just like quiet and weird. And I'm like, that just felt kind of weird. But they still had to, like, the cameras and shit. We still had to stand in a line. I'm like, why are we doing all this official shit? There's no one even here. Like, it was kind of weird. What's this about? But as for the fight aspect, once the fight goes, we're going.
Yeah.
Once the fight starts, the danger in the fight is a thing in itself. Like, my heart rate increases to the danger of the fight. You know what I mean? So that doesn't matter. But I didn't like the walkout.
Nah. Understandable. Now, you had mentioned in other interviews like some names like Azatar and everything like that. Has there been any talks with the UFC or brass or any names that you've been thrown since?
No, I haven't. I'm trying to plug my phone up because I don't want it to die while I'm talking to you.
Fine.
No, fucking my charger, right? They haven't tossed me anybody yet. They haven't offered me anyone. So I'm just waiting to see whoever they give. Like I said, I do want Azatar, Atman. It's in my car. I do want. That's my man Mark. He's here get some gear. I definitely want that Azatar. I mean, he's undefeated. Like, you know what I mean? He's a knockout artist. So we'll definitely see like how that works out, and hopefully that works out and stuff, and take things from there. I'm sorry, am I joking on you?
You're fine, bro. You are 100% fine. So cool. I want to get ready to close it out. Leave the ball in your court, but so now everything is going in your momentum. 2020 is looking pretty bright for you. When are you looking to be back, and what message can you give for the fans as far as following my man Khama Worthy? Where can they find him on social media? Anything? Man.
I'm looking to be back really soon. Me and my manager, Jason House, man. Shout out to Jason House for giving me this opportunity and stuff, man. Him and his management team are fucking awesome, like real dude. But you can follow me on Instagram at the Deathstar _1. Same thing on Twitter. Don't friend request me on Facebook because I got like 1 million of them and I don't really like Facebook's irritating. So give me on my Facebook is usually just a translation of my Instagram and shit. But get me on Instagram and follow me on my Snapchat too. I don't know what my Snapchat name is. I don't do it too much, but if you follow me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter and you can find me on Snapchat. So I love fans. I interact with fans. Get at me and show some love.
All right, there he goes, the Deathstar himself, Khama Worthy, kind enough to give us some time here at MyMMANews in his post-fight after he defeated Luis Pena. My man is now 2-0 in the UFC and 2 impressive stoppages. So, one, thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it, Khama. I hope you give me some time in the future, maybe ahead of some fights, after some fights. We'll definitely look forward to talking, man. I appreciate you taking the time. Seriously, best of luck.
Not a problem, brother. Thank you.
There he goes, Khama Worthy. And for him, I appreciate him taking the time once again. And for all your fight news needs for future notice, make sure you keep it locked to MyMMANews.com. All your fight news needs.